Joe Weider's there, there's Cal, there's Robby on the bottom right, there's Arnold top left, Bill Pearl.
Arnold walked in, kissed Joe Weider, da-da-da-da-da, said something, and walked out.
This article, it's written by the editors, and the editors are, of course, Ben Weider and Joe Weider. Robby Robinson gives a vote of confidence to the IFBB. Ben Weider told him that Arnold simply whispered, "Don't forget my birthday party that night." Yeah. He was next in line to be a popular bodybuilder. He had that big chest, big bicep. When he had an argument with Joe about payment over his pictures, and then he gets suspended.
Joe would like to make promises he never intended to keep. And he comes running back through the studio to make a getaway. And Joe says, "You're not getting away with those."
Don't you think that anybody else has a chance to beat you like Robby Robinson?
No, come on, Joe.
You got to be more powerful than anything that can happen.
I think that Robby's gonna be the great Black Hope.
If you let anything crack, just you don't. When he flipped it off, everybody was like,
let's talk about the union. This is something that you mentioned in your book, and it's almost like impossible to find any information about the bodybuilding union. I did my research, and I found that one issue of Muscle Builder. This is December of 1978, and there is one page inside here. So the meeting happened in Santa Monica at the Holiday Inn. And basically, you guys wanted to create a support system for the bodybuilders.
Yeah, we wanted to be able to get a piece of money that the IFBB was using us to make money.
Yes.
But they wasn't willing to give any money to the bodybuilders.
Yes.
And we all thought that was not so nice. So the younger guys were coming in and want to make changes, but they didn't want to have nothing to do with it. So they had the big meeting, all the people at the meeting all walked in, kissed Joe Weider, da-da-da-da-da, said something, and walked out. That was no union.
Yeah, there won't be no union. That was the meeting.
Union. That's exactly what they said.
So let me break this down a little bit.
Everybody was looking at each other like, what?
Yeah, what just happened? So
there was no power.
You went in there to create a union, and then this article, it's written by the editors, and the editors are, of course, Ben Weider and Joe Weider.
Of course.
They said that Robby Robinson gives a vote of confidence to the IFBB. Then again, they can write whatever they want.
Write whatever they want. It's their magazine.
And then the whole world reads whatever they wrote.
Exactly. And
so
other people going to read that and say they nicked it.
Yeah.
But they didn't nick it because there was never any meeting to happen to become a reality.
So here comes the Muscle and Smoke and Mirrors book. And here is the story about the union. This is in a deposition from Joe Weider, testifying in favor of Ken Sprague's, the owner of Gold, against Arnold. And this is what Joe Weider says. Joe mentioned where he believed that Arnold may be using Kal Szkalak in attempt to unionize the bodybuilders. This is what Joe says. "I think he's using Kalman as a front person. I think he's the president of the Professional Bodybuilder Federation that are trying to form. From what I gather, there are bodybuilders who went to the meeting with Arnold is behind, and he's using Cal." And this is from the lawsuit case, Golds versus Schwarzenegger. Kalman was one of the bodybuilders that left Golds. He went to World with Arnold. And then, unfortunately for Cal, Arnold did not reciprocate loyalty when Cal went head-to-head with Ben Weider. Schwarzenegger came in half an hour late. Here's another page of that. So you see Joe Weider's there, there's Cal, there's Robby on the bottom right, there's Arnold top left, Bill Pearl, everybody's there.
Oh yeah.
At this time, Arnold was butting heads with the WEIDERs. And Ben WEIDER saw the union as an opportunity, as a means to put Arnold in place. So Arnold arrived at the meeting in August 30 minutes late. He saw that it wasn't going well. He went over to Ben WEIDER, whispered something into his ear, and left. And Rick Wayne, he wrote in Muscle Wars, Ben WEIDER told him that Arnold simply whispered, "Don't forget my birthday party that night."
Yep.
So Arnold, in a way, set everybody up to see who's for the union, including Kal and everybody else. So these are the guys that won union. Here they are on a plate. And come to my party tonight, and you deal with it. And then Ben says, there won't be no union.
Exactly. That's all it was. Nothing really came out of all that time, and energy wasted, and they were in control. It was their magazine. They could write and say and do behave in the way they want.
You know, another thing is, at this time, Kal was coming up in popularity. He kept winning. He won the universe. He was next in line to be a popular bodybuilder. He had that big chest, big bicep, and Arnold saw him as a potential risk to capture the public attention. So in a way, he set up Kal to fail. And
that was, it's not funny, because the thing that's very hurtful is to see everybody's career being
ruined,
just ruined. Because of your behavior, how you act. You're a grown man. I mean, you talk about the thing. There was no reason to suspend or fine any of those people. Kal or myself. But that was just what they had to do. They had the power. If you got the power.
So then Kal basically,
the way you want.
He had an argument with Joe about payment over his pictures, and then he gets suspended.
I witnessed the famous Kal Szkalak incident with Joe WEIDER. Kal was a real straight shooter. Joe would like to make promises he never intended to keep. You know, in fact, he even told me, and I was nothing in terms of being a bodybuilder. Joe would say, if you keep up the training, I'm going to give you $50,000 and put you on the cover of the magazine. And I guess he'd made a few promises to Kal. You know, I think he felt like Joe was saying all this stuff, and the stuff wasn't forthcoming, whatever that was. So one day, Kal Szkalak, he's wearing an Adidas tracksuit, and he comes storming in, and he's red-faced and angry. And he started yelling at Joe. They had a few words like "you're not keeping your promises," that sort of thing. I'm there with Joe. I'm witnessing this whole thing. And then Kal made a beeline into this little room adjacent, which was the photo library. So Kal scoops up all the S's, like his stuff, as well as all the Arnold photos and a bunch of other magazine photos and the Rick Wayne photos. And he comes running back through the studio to make a getaway. And Joe says, "You're not getting away with those." And he stood right there and stood his ground. And Kal ran into him like a rhino charging, and just bam, hit him, like sent Joe flying. Sent a bunch of the photos flying across the room. But Kal quickly scooped up the ones on the floor, and he grabbed his armfuls, and then went down the back stairs again and got in his car and zoomed off. And a few days go by, and kind of heads cool. And I got word from Kal, "You can meet me in the parking lot of the Santa Monica airport, and I'll hand over the photos to you." I take them back to Joe the next day, and I never quite knew how it was resolved, but I think Joe ended up having to pay Kal some money and to make him go away.
Exactly.
And that was the story with Kal. There goes another one.